I think this is a good deal for you to do. I'm not sure how much of the pie there is for an angel investor. One of the things I've noticed is that you pretty much have to sell 6 of the 8 flats to just cover your costs.
Property Elevator is back and we are bigger than ever. This year, we see our angels looking to invest their hard-earned cash into some of the best property deals on the market. Will our angels be keeping their lights green, or will they be turning them red? And to shake things up, I'd like to introduce you to the lender, who'll be giving their insights into how these deals could potentially be viewed from a lending perspective. Our angels are seasoned developers, mentors, and investors with a combined experience of over 100 years. They are Paul Mahoney, Ranjan Bhattacharya, John Howard, Hayley Andrews, and Nicholas Walworth. Unlike the angels, our lender, Scott Marshall, can't shake hands on any of the deals. So, it's up to our candidates to impress one of the 5 angels for that all-important guidance and cash. So, let's meet some of the hopeful candidates pitching their deals on today's show. Welcome to Property Elevator, David.
Thank you, delighted to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Firstly, tell us a little bit about your background.
So my background, I've had 2 careers. First half of my career was running health clubs.
Okay.
I started out as a personal trainer, believe it or not, 16, 17, don't judge me now.
Nice.
And then from sort of 30 onwards, I went back to university, studied at University College of Estate Management at Reading University and retrained in construction practice and surveying practice.
Okay.
And that developed into various head of property director roles for various kind of UK-based or UK-wide companies.
Yep.
And then I left what you might call proper employment in 2019, and we set up our company in 2020, and yeah, gone from there.
Amazing. So you've been 3, almost 4 years now then full-time in property?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Time to head up the stairs,
Okay.
and I will chat to you when you get down.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Angels.
Hello.
My name is David Holloway. This particular project, we're looking for £325,000 in return for £100,000, and over a 12 to 15 month period, that equates to around about 30% return on capital employed. The project itself is a commercial conversion into 8 apartments. The place is Leigh-on-Sea in Essex. Leigh-on-Sea was recently voted one of the coolest places to live in Britain, and in 2018 was also voted one of the best places to live in Britain. In terms of the numbers themselves, the GDV is just over £2.2 million. The acquisition costs are £625,000. The build costs are £959,000, and the gross profit is £596,000. which gives us a profit on GDV of 27% and a profit on cost of 37%. Genuinely appreciate the opportunity to present. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions.
David, thank you for coming. Best place to live in Britain?
Coolest place.
Voted by everyone who lives in Leigh-on-Sea, I suppose, and no one else, was it, or not?
Well, it was on the ITV News, so potentially it must be true, but
of course
that was a survey that was done. What I'd like to think, John, is that there were 2 surveys. It wasn't just one, it came out twice, so I'm going to take that as a win.
Very good. Okay, that's a good answer. Who would like to...
I'll go first.
Okay, Paul.
Thanks, David. Good pitch. One thing that confuses me a little bit about the offering is it seems that we would be putting in about equal amounts of cash to the deal, or thereabout, if we're buying the site cash and then financing the balance. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so we, on page 11 of your investment packs, we've offered 2 options. The 325 for 100 is as a second charge because we do...
100,000 return.
100,000 return, yes. We do have confirmed offer, not just heads of terms, for the principal lending. So what we've also done is offered on option 1 in the packs there the opportunity to replace that as well, and effectively that would then be combined a 50% return on that profit, or 50% of that profit, should I say, which would be 298,000 for the full sum.
Ranjan.
Interesting site. It's a former garage or something, isn't it? The actual site.
Correct.
Now, you talked a little bit about build costs, and what I'd like to explore, because the cost per square foot of your blended build, because there's some new build at the back, it didn't look that much. It looked about the same as building anywhere else, as opposed to taking into account decontamination issues to do with that.
But it's actually not that much. Effectively, it was a car showroom, and it's, you know, there's a limited amount there. The back unit that we're looking to create, the Muse House, was effectively a garage, and that bit certainly needs to be looked at. But it's not, you know, commercial vehicles, lots of fuel discharge.
Have you got reports on contamination?
At this moment in time, no, we haven't. We've had a survey done, and we're just waiting on that to come back.
That's a problem, David, isn't it? Because you've come in here without the full facts. I mean, that contamination, I mean, I've dealt with it on many occasions, and although it may not look a very big area, it can be quite expensive to sort out. And have you got a budget figure you put in a PC sum, as we call it? Have you put that in the?
Yeah, in the 959.
Yeah.
That's broken down, and we've allowed £40,000 for that particular piece.
Okay, well, that 40 should be, I'd have thought.
David, can you, so looking at the pack, it looks like it's quite commercial, as in what are the surrounding buildings? Is there a mix of residential?
Yeah, along London Road, there is a lot of history of...
What about next door?
So next door is effectively an office, and the guy there wants to convert that anyway. And on the other side is apartments above, and effectively, you know, single, smaller, family-run sort of shop setups.
What? Nicholas?
Leading on from Hayley's question, actually, takes us nicely into the GDV. In a parade of shops like that, with a small block of flats in the middle, doesn't sound hugely attractive, if I'm honest. Can you talk to me about the 2.2 million GDV? What are you placing on each of the apartments? Are they all one beds, one beds?
No, so there's two beds,
okay,
3 one beds, and then a Muse House at the rear.
Okay.
And we're just working up that design to actually try and move that from a 1 to a 2, because potentially it's big enough. But to your point, actually, we're now looking at just knocking that down, and that will enable that design.
Okay, and what's the most expensive one bed in the area?
I can tell you the 2 bed. The 2 beds.
Well, I'm not asking for the 2 bed. I'm asking.
Yeah.
for the
Okay. Well, 1 beds would be upwards of 300. There's one on there for 325.
Okay. And the cheapest one you can buy?
Well, again, if you're comparing apples with apples, then there are only 3 that we would even contemplate being of a similar nature. That's under 250.
Are you struggling to find your next commercial to residential conversion project? Well, over the next 2 years, virtually every UK bank branch will close. Banks are fabulous buildings in prime locations, and thanks to permitted development rights, they're really easy to convert to alternative uses under a light touch planning regime. My team have put together a list of over 500 UK bank branches which are poised for imminent closure. And for a limited period only, you can download this list absolutely free. Your next commercial property project is on this list, so download it now and enjoy the rest of the video.
You've already lost one angel. I'm not surprised, actually, with some of the questions that he asked you, and that was Paul. Paul, not for you at all.
Well, I mean, the way it was presented, effectively, he's asking for an 85-15 split to him.
Okay, well, I'm not sure everyone sees it quite like that, Paul, but...
Can I come back on that?
Well, it's too late. He's out.
Okay.
So,
Also, I've been to Leigh-on-Sea. I went there about 10 years ago when I first moved to the UK, and I was feeling a bit homesick.
Really?
And the beach was about 10 metres long, and the water was a mile away, covered in mud flats.
But Paul, that's good for us in England. That's good.
So it was a bit of a letdown.
That's the best it gets.
That's an estuary for you.
That's the best it gets.
It's not Bondi Beach, mate.
No, it definitely is not.
Any more questions? Ranjan, have you got a follow-up question, or you?
I'm kind of with Paul on this one. I'm not sure. I think this is a good deal for you to do. I'm not sure how much of the pie there is for an angel investor. One of the things I've noticed is that you pretty much have to sell 6 of the 8 flats to just cover your costs. and then the final 2 are profit, which doesn't sound that meaty for the time involved to share with an angel. So for that reason, it's not for me.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll go to Scott now,
Yeah.
who's going to crunch some numbers for us and bits and bobs in his experienced field.
So, first of all, great pitch. You're clearly a great person, and it's a great project. So well done. So I'll keep this very simple. The numbers work on this project, and I think that you are very credible, very backable.
Yeah.
And the only bit that I would question is how much skin in the game you and your business partner could put into it to make it sexy for an angel to come alongside you.
Scott, thank you very much
Thank you.
for your insight as always. You have been very, very useful on the show so far. Very useful.
Good work, Scott.
I'll take that.
As a compliment.
That's the best compliment you're going to get off John. So take it.
Nicholas.
Yes, I'll tell you where I am. The way you pitched the investment, it's almost like a loan. It's a great loan, 30% return on your money if everything goes well. You'll find a hands-off, high net worth investor that wants to sit back in an armchair and take that money. That's a good deal for them. But those are the 2 reasons it's not for me, but good luck with it.
Appreciate your input, thank you.
Hayley?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with the end product. We've got flats that are around a lot of commercial. I don't know this area very well, so I say that with a pinch of salt. I'm not 100% sure. Your pictures and everything look great, your drawings look fantastic, but we're still ending up with kind of a mixed blend of commercial and a few residential. You're saying that there's only 17 properties on the market for sale, but how many have we actually sold of those properties? How fast are they selling? So I would be concerned about actually the numbers look fine. What you're offering is a decent offer, but I would be concerned that we'd be stuck with the properties, and then from a rental point of view, it wouldn't work for me.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for that reason I'm out.
Thank you.
So that just leaves me. David, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I obviously live relatively close to this area. I'm surprised Nicholas didn't mention that, because he seems to think he lives near everything. Everything he wants to do, everything he wants to invest in, he lives nearby.
Well,
which
I've
is
got a property
remarkable.
nearby. There's a difference.
Yeah. So I think you're very, very, very credible. I think you've come in here a little bit in the wrong way, because I think actually you don't really, I think Nicholas is spot on. I don't think you really need our help. I think you're very, very capable. However, you are in a situation where you need to sell one before you can release some funds to do this, which is understandable, and we're all in that position from time to time. But I don't think it's one I want to invest in today. However, because I am local to you, and we probably know some of the same characters and people, I think I can help you going forward. And certainly I'd like to have a conversation with you next week or whatever, and see how I can help you, because I think I can help you going forward.
Fantastic.
So it's a no today,
Okay.
but I look forward to working with you hopefully in the future.
Fantastic, great, appreciate that. Thank
Not
you
at
very
all.
much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, well done.
I'm a
It's really interesting, because that is a superb pitch, good project, good person. Yeah, no. Good,
No, I
good
don't. I
what's
mean
it?
the
Let me finish. Good person, knows his stuff. You can see why he's wanting to do what he's wanting to do. But yet everybody's lights went off, even though it was really good. And I think that you hit the nail on the head there, which is what value other than a loan can I bring to the party?
Absolutely.
And really that you are wanting to share your knowledge and expertise
Nicholas
to help
was-
someone on their journey, and that's really what your raison d'etre
Nicholas was absolutely right
is.
in what he said. And I think, this show is all about helping people that almost need our help and need our expertise. And actually, he's done it all. He didn't need our expertise, because I don't think it's a particularly attractive deal in as much where it was. And I think, Hayley, you were spot on with what you said there, I think. But what I would say is
There's
that
easier deals to do.
There is easier
Yeah.
deals to do, and for me, it just didn't. You've got to want to do it.
You want to be excited by it.
You want to be excited by it. I wasn't excited by it, and I'm
Also,
not convinced Lee's is quite as good as he's making out.
What you said though, Nick, is true. You know, a high net worth investor will probably give him that money that he needs, but that's, although we might be in that category, that's not what we're looking for.
No, I agree.
We want more than 30% per annum on our cash, because
Well, I
it's
think
the
we
cash
also
that's at
want
risk.
to feel they're helping the people as well. I think
Nick was
Ranjan.
spot on. And the other thing is, we all said no. It was 5 no's, but I think John takes a prize for the nicest no in this series.
And who would have said?
Which is surprising, isn't it?
It's really surprising.
He's quite local to me, so I'm sure I can work with him going forward.
Very soft no, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so no angel investment today, but it was still a pretty positive result, I think.
Yeah, listen, fantastic feedback, lots of positive comments, and obviously follow up with John and Scott afterwards. So yeah, all positive.
Yeah, definitely. What's going to be the next step then in regards to the actual deal?
Well, we have other options anyway, which have come about this week. So that deal will happen one way or the other with Angels or without. And yeah, we'll just keep pushing forward as we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great having you.
Appreciate the opportunity.
And all the best with the deal.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
The Baker Street Property Meet is the UK's largest and #1 property investors networking event. The property market is going through monumental change right now, and at Baker Street Property Meet we aim to keep you up to date with the latest tips and tricks and insider tactics to help you keep on top of your property investing game and succeed in these troubled economic times. The Baker Street Property Meet is fundamentally about networking, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And at Baker Street we aim to connect you with the people to make your property journey a monumental success. There's no better place to be to further your property investment journey than the Baker Street Property Meet. So make sure you're here, you're connecting with myself and Andrew Roberts, our expert guest speakers, and 300 passionate property people each and every month. See you at the next meet. Get your spot at bakerstreetpropertymeet.com.